Hello students, I am Sridhar Jalapati and welcome to my YouTube channel Sridhar Jalapati Aptitude Classes. In this video, I am going to explain you the expected questions from quantitative ability section of Tech Mahindra off-campus recruitment drive 2021 and which is going to happen in 1st of April to 19th of April. Couple of days ago, I have already made a video explaining the recruitment notification of Tech Mahindra. I hope you have gone through it. If not, do watch that video in which I have explained the complete recruitment process in detail. And the last date to register for the drive is 28th of March. So since you have only 2 more days to go, now apply as soon as possible. And once you apply, you will be given with the slot date and time. They have mentioned that the test is going to happen from 1st of April to 16th of April, anytime in between. Now, since the paper pattern suggests it's a new pattern, the TCS have changed the paper pattern, and you can expect the paper pattern says it consists 75 questions from logical reasoning section, quantitative ability and verbal ability, that English language altogether. And for these 75 questions, they are giving a time of 142 minutes altogether. You can expect 10 questions from quantitative ability, 30 questions from logical reasoning and some 30 to 35 questions from English section. So altogether 75 questions, 142 minutes for this round. Of course, after this you will be asked to write an essay and some MCQs from technical skills, technical ability. So that part is also there. I have explained the detailed paper pattern in my last video. You can go through that. I will be providing the link in the description as well. So in this video, I will be telling you the expected questions from quantitative section. And I will provide the PDF also in the description, and at the same time I will be sharing the PDF in my Telegram channel. You can subscribe to my Telegram channel for free material to practice aptitude questions. Let's start. Here is the first question. On dividing 2272 as well as 875 by a 3-digit number n, we get the same remainder. Then what are the sum of the digits of the number n? What is the sum of the digits of the number n? So here we know that these numbers, when divided by a particular number n, they leave the same remainder. We do not know what is that number n and we do not know what is the remainder. Let the remainder be r. So there is a rule when it comes to remainder theorem that when numbers n1 and n2 when divided by n leaves reminders of r in each case, remainder r in each case, then n1 minus r and n2 minus r are also exactly divisible by n. n1 minus r and n2 minus r also exactly divisible by n. So from this I can write this n1 minus r minus n2 minus r is also divisible by n. Here n1 is this number 2272 and n2 is 875. By the way, when I open this bracket, minus r plus r get cancelled. So this is n1 minus n2 by n. And if I substitute the values, so that becomes 2272 minus 875 divided by n. So this is 1397 divided by n. Now if I factorize 1397 is divisible by 11, it goes 11 ones 11 and 2 remain 29, 11 2s 22, 7 127. So as 1397 on factorization gives you 11 and 127, and here both 11 and 127 are prime numbers, you cannot factorize them further, and given clearly n is a 3-digit number, so n cannot be 11, then the value of n is here 127. When n is 127, what is the sum of the digits in the number 127? 1 plus 2 plus 7, which is 10. So sum of the digits is 10. That is first option. Clear? So this question is from reminders concept, and for more information on numbers topic, I have already made a video, 4 videos on numbers topic. numbers 1, numbers part 2, part 3, part 4, and you can watch them for better explanation and clear understanding of the topic. Let's move to the next question. This is from trains. By the way, while watching the video, in case if you want to try any question, you can pause the video, you can try the question, and after getting the answer, you can continue watching the video to check your answer. Two trains 140 meter and 160 meter long run at a speed of 60 km per hour and 40 km per hour respectively in opposite directions on parallel tracks. How much time they take to cross each other? So we know when trains traveling simultaneously in opposite direction, time taken by them to cross each other is sum of their lengths by S1 plus S2. Here S1, S2 are their speeds, and since they are running in opposite direction, we should add. So on substituting L1 plus L2, 140 plus 160, 300 by sum of the speed 60 plus 40, 100. But since this is in kilometer per hour, to convert into meter per second into 5 by 18. So into 5 by 18, I will be getting 18 in the numerator. 0 zeros get cancelled. So this is 54 by 5, which is 10.8 seconds. Unfortunately, in this question, they have not mentioned the units for time. So you have to assume that it's given in seconds, and answer is 10.8 seconds. That is the answer for this question, and this is from trains. Let's move to the next question. By the way, we are discussing expected questions in Tech Mahindra Recruitment Drive 2021 from Quants section. Here is the next one. Sakshi can do a piece of work in 20 days and Tanya is 25% more efficient than Sakshi. So we all know efficiency is inversely proportional to days, time taken. More the efficiency, less the time taken. As Tanya is 25% more efficient, she will take less number of days. By the way, what do you mean by 25% more efficient? Nothing but 100 plus 25, which is 125%, and this is in fractions is 125 by 100, 25 fours, 25 fives, which is 5 by 4. So Tanya is 5/4 efficient. As efficiency inversely proportional to time taken, so time taken by Tanya is time taken by Sakshi 20 and it is 4/5. As our efficiency is 5 by 4, time taken is 4 by 5. So 5 ones, 5 fours, it's going to be 16 days. So Tanya alone takes 16 days to complete the work, and that's what you're asked to find. So you just have to follow one basic rule that efficiency inversely proportional to time taken. Efficiency 5/4, so time taken 4/5. Let's move to the next question. A sum of rupees 4,800 is invested at compound interest for 3 years at rate of interest 10% per annum, 20% per annum, 25% per annum for first, second, third years respectively. Find the interest rate received at the end. Find the interest received at the end of 3 years. So this question is from compound interest. Directly you can write the formula. When rate of interest are different for different years, amount is equal to P into 1 plus R1 by 100 into 1 plus R2 by 100 into 1 plus R3 by 100. Now if I substitute the values, amount is equal to P is 4,800, R1 is 10, so 1 plus 10 by 100 is 110 by 100 into 120 by 100 because R2 is 20 into 125 by 100 because R3 is 25. Now on simplification again, obviously any question from compound interest is calculation based, so you need to be patient enough in calculating the things. So 2 zeros get cancelled. Again 2 zeros get cancelled here, and 25 fours, 25 fives, 4 ones, 4 12s. So now finally I got 12 into 11, 132 multiplied by 12 into 5, 60. So 132 into 6, 130 into 6, 780, so 7920. This is amount. But you are asked to find interest. Now interest is amount minus principal, that is 7920 minus 4,800, which is 3,120. So the interest received after 3 years is 3,120. We haven't done anything great here. This is directly based on the formula. So when the rate of interest are different for different years, this is the formula what you have to follow under compound interest. Right? Yeah. Let's move to the next question. The average of 20 numbers is 0. Of them, at most how many numbers are greater than 0? Very tricky question, so you just have to understand the question carefully. Average of 20 numbers is 0. By the way, how do we find average? Average is sum of the numbers by number of numbers. Average is given 0, number of numbers 20. So on cross multiplication, obviously sum of all the numbers is 20 into 0, 20, 0. So sum of all the numbers is 0. By the way, sum of all the numbers is 0. That is not possible if all are positive. Because if all the numbers, all the 20 are positive, you cannot get the sum as 0. So therefore, at most 19 of them are positive. Because if 19 numbers are positive, whatever the sum you will get from these 19, if I take an equal amount of negative number, then on addition, the result becomes 0. Right? I repeat, sum of all the 20 numbers is 0. Sum of all the 20 numbers is 0. That is possible only when one of them is negative, or at least one of them is negative. So at most 19 of them are positive. All the 20 cannot be positive. If all the 20 numbers are positive, sum cannot be 0. So therefore, maximum 19 numbers positive. That one number negative which is equal to sum of these 19 numbers, then so that the result becomes 0. So therefore, at most 19 of these numbers are greater than 0. There is nothing to calculate but a tricky theory question. Hope you understood. Right. Let's move to the next one. This is from race concept. As I told you again, anytime if you want to try any question, pause the video and then continue to check your answer. In a 100 meter race, A beats B by 200 meter or 25 seconds. Find the speed of B. Sorry, in a 1000 meter race, A beats B by 200 meter or 25 seconds. What do you mean by A beats B by 200 meters? By the time A completes the race, B is 200 meters behind. What do you mean by A beats B by 25 seconds? By the time A completes the race, B requires 25 more seconds to complete the race. So therefore, conclusion, B is 200 meters behind and B requires 25 more seconds to cover this 200 meters. So it is very clear that B required 25 seconds to cover these 200 meters, not A. Some students misunderstand this information. B is behind by 200 meters and B required 25 more seconds. So therefore, B speed is distance by time, that is for 200 meters 25 seconds. So 8 meter per second is B speed. B speed is 8 meter per second. And that's what you are asked to find here. Right? Clear? Yes, that is this question from race concept. Next one. A batsman makes a score of 64 runs in the 16th innings and thus his average increased by 3. Find his average after the 16th innings. By the way, how do we find average? Average is equal to total runs scored by number of matches played here. Now you can answer this question by formula as well as logic. So formula method is something which you all know, so I don't have to teach. I am going to tell you by using logical method. That is, in 16th innings he scored 64 runs. So whatever the 64 runs the batsman scored in 16th innings, these 64 runs are distributed to remaining 15 matches at the rate of 3 per match. So 15 3 is 45 is distribution. So out of 64, if 45 are gone for distribution, remaining 64 minus 45, 19 is the latest average. So answer 19. His average after 16th innings is 19. This is a very useful technique to answer average questions without using pen and paper. For clear explanation, as again this video is not the right one to explain you average concept in detail. I have already made 2 videos on average concept which are there in my YouTube channel. There is a playlist called averages, part 1, part 2. You can watch them to learn more about this logic. Right? Yes. Next one. The sum of 3 consecutive even numbers is 42. Find the middle number of the 3. Now I am taking those even numbers as x minus 2, x and x plus 2. 3 consecutive even numbers, because even numbers are differ by 2. And sum of them is given as 42. So x minus 2 plus x plus 2 is equal to 42. So minus 2 plus 2 get cancelled. 3x is equal to 42, x is equal to 14. By the way, x is nothing but middle number. That's what you are asked to find. So middle number is 14. A very simple tricky question, right? You will be lucky if you get these kind of questions, and definitely in an exam of let's say 30 questions, 40 questions, you cannot expect all the 30-40 to be difficult, at the same time all the 30-40 to be easy. So somewhere you will see these kind of easy questions also. Always the paper will be balanced. Few difficult, few easy, few average questions. Right. Next one, the dimensions of an open box are 52, 40 and 29 centimeters. Its thickness is 2 centimeters. If 1 centimeter cube of metal weighs 0.5 grams, then what is the weight of the box? To find the weight of the box, first of all you need to find the weight of the metal, and weight of the metal is nothing but, first of all you need to find the volume of the metal used here. Volume of the metal used here. These are outer dimensions, thickness is 2. So let's say if length is 52, as thickness is 2 on either side, so inside that is 48. Similarly, if breadth is 40 and as thickness is 2, if I exclude, so remaining 36. So therefore it's going to be volume of the metal used is volume of the outer box. By the way, box is in cuboid shape and volume of the cuboid is length into breadth into height. Volume of the outer shape minus volume of inner, 48 into 36 into 25. How did I get these numbers? 52 minus 4, 40 minus 4, 29 minus 4. Why minus 4? Thickness 2 centimeters, so on either side I have to subtract 4. So on simplification, 52 into 4, 208 into 29. 29 8s 240, 232, and this is 0, so 58, 60. This is 60,320 minus, from this again 48 into 25. 25 into 48, 25 into 50, 1250, so this is 1200 into 36. Again 36 into 12, 360 plus 432. Now you need to improve your calculation techniques. You cannot ask someone to explain these in detail. At the same time, you can also you cannot perform them in detailed manner, because that kills your valuable time. So you better improve your calculation techniques. I have already uploaded 6 videos on Vedic mathematics, Vedic maths episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, 4, 5, 6, explaining one technique in each episode. In case if you are interested to learn and if you want to improve your speed, you can watch those Vedic maths videos which are there in my YouTube channel. So this is one more 0 here, right? Now this is outer dimension, this is inner dimension. If I subtract 4, 3, 2, 0, 0, right? So this is 0, 2 and 1 and 7, 1. So 17,120 centimeter cube is volume of the metal, centimeter cube. Given each centimeter cube weighs 0.5 grams. So total weight requires 17120 into 0.5. Right? So this can be written as 17120. 0.5 is nothing but 10 by 2. So if I simplify, 0.5 is 1 by 2. I'm sorry. This is 1 by 2. So if I simplify 8, 5, 6, right? So 856. If I divide, one more 0 here. So 8,560 grams. Then this is 8.560 kgs. 8.560 kgs, which is option A. You will get it as 8,560. When you multiply 17,120 with 0.5, that is half, you will get 8,560 grams, that is 8.56 kg is the weight of the box. So this is little lengthy in terms of calculation. Conceptually, is there anything difficult? No. Volume of outer one minus volume of inner one will give you the metal used. So you can find that. Okay, right. Let's move to the next one. Solve this equation for x. It's a very simple equation. Now if I simplify this, first 19 into x, 19x plus 19y plus 17 is equal to 19 into minus x minus 19x plus 19y minus 21. Right, both sides 19y, 19y get cancelled. If I bring that 19x left hand side, 38x is equal to, if I send this 17 to right hand side, minus 21 minus 17 minus 38, so x is equal to minus 1. Again, you will be lucky if you get these kind of questions in the real exam. Of course, these questions are given. These are previous questions, right? So x is minus 1. Next one. Again, simplify. The moment you see this question, you get a kind of frustration here. There is nothing in it, but still lot to calculate, right? So you need to do smartly to save the time. You need to divide this expression with this. There is division symbol in between, right? So what exactly I'm trying to say? Instead of multiplying, I can see 22, 44, 33, 264, 55. So I think I can factorize these so that I'll get some common elements. I can simplify them. So 22 can be written as 11 into 2, and 495 can be written as it is divisible by 11. 11 4 is 44, 11 5 is 55, and again 45 can be written as 3 into 3 into 5. right? Plus this 891 again divisible by 11. 11 into 11 8s 81. 81 can be written as again 9 into 9, and 44 can be written as 11 into 4 or 2 into 2 you can write. This is numerator, divided by denominator. 33 can be written as 11 into 3. 176 11 into 16. 16 is again 8 into 2. Plus 55 is 11 into 5, and 264 is 11 into 24. 24 is again 8 into 3. This is denominator. So in numerator, in both the terms, what is common? 1 11, 2 11s are common. So 2 11s are common, and then 3 into 3 9, and 9 is also common. Then 2 4, so 2 is common. So what is left out here? 1 5 left out, and what is left out here? 1 9 and 2. 9 2 is 18. Here out of 4, 2 is left out because I have taken 2 common, right? This is numerator, divided by denominator. 11 11 common, 8 is also common, 3 is also common, and that's it. So left out is 2 here, 2 here, and here 3 into 5, 15 here, right? So 11 11 11 11 cancel, 3 ones 3 threes, 2 ones 2 fours. So now this is 18 into 18 plus 5, 23 into 3, 69, divided by this is 2 plus 15, 17 into 4, 68, right? 17. I think I made an error here. When I took 11 11 8 as well as 3 also common, 3 also common, so left out is only 5, not 15, sorry, left out is only 5. So 2 plus 5, 7, 7 into 4, 28. Sorry for the error. So this is 69 by 28. Now you tell me, is this taking the common elements and then simplifying is easy, or multiplying these bigger numbers and then of course you will get the same answer in that way also, but I feel this factorizing is easy because you can take out common elements and you can save some time. But one thing is, while taking the common elements you have to be very careful. What you have taken, what are left out. So answer is option C, 69 by 28. Let's move to the next one. The sum of 2 digits of a number is 10. Sum of 2 digits of a number is 10. You are asked to find the number. I think you don't need to do anything. There is only one option where sum of 2 digits is, sum of the digits in the number is 10. Here sum of the digits is not 10, here sum of the digits is not 10, here sum of the digits is not 10. I mean, very rare situation where you will get such kind of options, because just by the first statement itself you got the answer. And interestingly, you are asked to find the number only. You are not asked to find any other thing, so direct question. Right? Yes. Next one. 64 is what percent of 80? 64 is what percent of 80? So 64 by 80 into 100. You are asked to find, compare 64 with 80. So 64 by 80, 16 4, 16 5, 5 1s, 5 20s, 24s, 80%. So option A is the answer. Again, another straightforward question. Hardly in few 3, 4, 5 seconds you can answer the question. Next one. What is the remainder when 26, some number 2,63,251 divided by 9? So what is the divisibility rule for 9? If sum of the digits is divisible by 9, then the entire number is divisible by 9. So here if I add 6 plus 3, 9, I can ignore. 2 plus 2 plus 5, 9, I can ignore. So left out 1. So when 1 divided by 9, remainder is 1. Instead of adding all the numbers, I can take out 9s, right? So 6 plus 3, 9, 2 plus 2 plus 5, 9, I can take out. The remaining 1, so that is the remainder. Again, smart way to answer to save the time. Next one. 2 pipes A and B can fill a tank in 20 minutes and 30 minutes respectively. If both pipes are open together, in how long the tank will be? Of course, the basic question from time and work. When 2 pipes are open together, time taken in 1 minute, part of the tank filled by them is A in 1 minute 1/20th part, B in 1 minute 1/30th part. Together in 1 minute, LCM 60, 3 plus 2, 5 by 60, 1 by 12. In 1 minute, if they fill 1/12th part of the tank, the entire tank will be full in 12 minutes. That is option A. Very straightforward question. Again, you will be lucky to get these kind of questions in the exam. Right, next one. A library has an average of 510 visitors on Sunday and 240 visitors on other days. Every Sunday 510 visitors, on every other day 240. The average number of visitors per day in a month of 30 days which is beginning with Sunday. First of all, if a month begins with Sunday, that is first day is Sunday, again 9th day, again 16th day, sorry, first day, 8th day, 15th day, 22nd day and 29th day. So you will get 5 Sundays. So in these 30 days, Sundays are 5 in number, remaining 25 days ordinary days. It's given on each Sunday 510. So on 5 Sundays 5 into 510, remaining 25 days on each day 240 by total number of days 30, because you are asked to find the average visitors per day. This numerator will give you the total number of visitors. So if I, instead of simplifying again smart work, I can cancel 10 in all of them, 0. Again 3 ones, 3 17s and 3 ones, 3 8s. So now this is 17 into 8, 17 5s 85 plus 25 8s 200. 285 is the required average. 285, option D. Right? So again here it's given that there are 30 days in the month beginning with Sunday. So you will get 5 Sundays, remaining 25 normal days. On each Sunday 510, 5 Sundays, so 5 into 510. On each normal day 240, 25 days by total number of days 30 to find the average, which gives you 285. Another simple question. Let's move to the next one. A number is doubled and 9 is added. If the result is tripled, it becomes 75. What is that number? Again, a simple equation question. You can answer this by options method or you can go by the equations method. Let the number be x. It is doubled 2x and then 9 is added plus 9 and then tripled into 3. Then given the result is 75. So 3 ones, 3 25s. So 2x plus 9 is equal to 25. That is 2x is equal to 16. So x is equal to 8. Therefore the number is 8. Now if you want, you can check 8, double it 16 and then add 9, 25 and then triple it 25 3 75. That's what he said. So our answer is satisfying. So the number is 8. Clear? So it is all about writing a simple equation for the information. Right. Next one. Next question. The average of 11 results is 50. The average of first 6 results is 49 and that of the last 6 results is 52. By the way, when there are only 11 results, how do you get first 6 and last 6? It means one number got repeated. In this 6, total 12, right? 6 plus 6, total 12. So in that, what is that which is repeated? 6th one. Because 6th one is taken in first 6 and also in the last 6. So average of first 6, 49. Therefore, sum of first 6 elements is 6 into 49, 294. And sum of last 6 elements, average 52. So 6 into 52, 312. On adding, sum of 12 elements is, this is 6, 0, 606. Sum of 12 elements is 606. We are already given that average of 11 elements is 50. Then sum of 11 elements is 11 into 50, 550. 11 into 50, 550. So the difference between 12 elements and 11 elements will give you 6th element, that is 56. 56. So the 6th element is 56, option B. First 6 elements, next 6 elements, total 12 elements, sum 606. In this 12 elements, 6th element got repeated. Without any element repeating, sum of them is 550. When 6th element repeated, 606. So 6th element is 56. Option B. Let's move to the next one. Rupees 590 divided among A, B, C, so that 5 times A's share, 6 times B's share and 8 times C's share all are equal. Find C's share. So it's given 5 times A's share, 6 times B's and 8 times C's. 8 times C's. All are equal, so let all of them equal to K. Then A is equal to K by 5, B is equal to K by 6 and C is equal to K by 8. So if I simplify this further, I can cancel K in all of them. So 1 by 5 is to 1 by 6 is to 1 by 8. So LCM is 6 and 8 LCM 24, 24 into 5, 120 is the LCM. 5 24 times and 6 20 times and 8 15 times. Since 120 is common denominator, I can ignore. So the ratio is 24 is to 20 is to 15. 24 is to 20 is to 15. Total how many? 24 plus 20, 44 plus 15, 59 parts. And this 59 parts is equal to total money 590, which is given. Then what is each part? 10 rupees. Whose share you are asked to find? C. How many parts he is getting in the ratio? 15. So 15 into 10, 150 rupees is C's share. 150, that is option B. Another simple question from ratios concept, dividing the money among group of people, right? And here is the last question from this video. I have selected 20 questions which are to be expected in Tech Mahindra. I will be making a lot of series before you appear for the exam. Next video will be on logical reasoning. By the way, here is the last question. So this is again a test for loss of exponents. Like, what are the loss of exponents? A power m into a power n is equal to a power m plus n. At the same time, a power n divided by a power n is a power m minus n. These are the two things you need to use here to get answer this. So first of all, let me convert all of them into same base, which is 3. 3, 9, 27, everything can be written in terms of 3, right? So first of all, this is 3 power a plus 1 into 9 can be written as 3 square, so 3 power 2a plus 4 into 27 can be written as 3 power 3a divided by this is 3 power a minus 1 into 9 is 3 square, so 3 power 2a, 27 is 3 cube, so 3 power 3a plus 1, right? So again, if I simplify this further, you can write this in many ways, or else to make it simple, right? Okay, otherwise let me bring all 8 a's in the numerator. This is 3 power a plus 1 plus 2a plus 4 plus 3a minus a plus 1, because when I bring in the numerator, and this is minus 2a, and this becomes minus 3a minus 1. So a plus 2a 3a, and this minus 3a cancel, 3a this 3a cancel, so left out 1 plus 4 5, 5 plus 4 1, 5 plus 1 6, 6 minus I think this is 1 plus 4 5, and this is minus a plus 1 minus 2a. This is not 1 actually, plus 1, right? 5 1 plus 4 5 plus 6 minus 1 5. Did I miss any terms here? 2a plus 4 minus 3a minus a plus 1 minus 2a minus 3a minus 1. Sorry, 27 to the power a plus 1 becomes minus 3a minus 3, because this is 3 cube to the power a plus 1. So that is 3a plus 3. I am sorry for the error. So this is 1 plus 4 5 plus 1 6 minus 3 3. So finally I got 3 cube, which is 27. 3 cube is 27. That is option C. Sorry for the error. 27 can be written as 3 cube. So that becomes 3 cube whole to the power a plus 1 is 3 power 3a plus 3. I have written 1, but that is plus 3. Right. So these are some of the expected questions for Tech Mahindra Drive. I hope you understood these questions. In case if you like my explanation, like the video. In case if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do subscribe immediately so that you will get all the notifications, and subscribe to my Telegram channel also. The link will be provided in the description, and so that you will get this PDF also to practice. Thank you so much. I will be back with one more video explaining reasoning questions when it comes to Tech Mahindra preparation. Thank you.